Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 and our European Journeyman series at Brighton. Now, this is the second time I've recorded this intro because last time QuickTime Player decided to quit on me, even though I just finished calling out the draw for the Europa League. That's why the draw has been already made. But because we won the FA Cup last season, we now get to go into the Europa League straight in at the group stage, no qualifiers clogging up the fixture list, and it means that we should be able to get a decent position and hopefully a good draw in the knockout stage if we get through. Now, there weren't that many blockbuster teams in the Europa League this year. Inter Milan the only real top tier side, and as we look through we can see Crystal Palace obviously got in here, their group looking okay. Other teams as we go down, not any major names in here, which is hopefully a good sign. This group F looks reasonably decent, but I guess if any of those teams were in a Champions League draw you wouldn't be concerned. Our group, very easy. We got Passos de Ferreira from Portugal, Vitesse from the Netherlands, and a team Ferencvárosi, I don't know, I don't speak Hungarian, but I've never heard of them and I imagine they will be the whipping boys. I think they might also be the weakest team in the entire competition at this point, so that shouldn't be too difficult. As I said, this group may be the most difficult. Inter Milan, AZ, Apoel and Rosenborg, all teams that would usually consider themselves in the Champions League group stages. So we've done well to avoid a lot of difficult teams and we should be winning that group without any trouble. Now, today we do have the final day of the transfer window. I am not going to sign anybody. I'm not going to let anybody leave if I can help it. Already this morning I rejected a £45 million bid from Manchester United for Max Morris. He is going nowhere. We need him in midfield at the moment, and our patchy form so far does back that up with 2 league defeats to Chelsea and to Sunderland not helping. And today, away from home against Newcastle, that's going to be a big game. They are down in 16th place. Hopefully that will play in our favour. Stoke and Bournemouth will also be quite tough, and then finishing up against Spurs in the EFL Cup third round will be quite a big match too. But let's get through the rest of transfer deadline day, and then tomorrow we can have the game against Newcastle. Well, Manchester United are certainly tenacious. They've already come back on top of their £45 million offer with a £61 million bid, which I rejected immediately. They've now come in again with a bid that could rise to £83 million for a player that's valued at £23 million. And this is one that I have to question, because this is such a large amount of money to be offered for a 21-year-old English midfielder. £83 million. And I mean, £7 million of it is questionable because it's based on them winning the Champions League. But £44 million immediate fee, £11 million in monthly instalments, £15 million after 50 games. We would get all of that money. I have no doubt about that. 20% of the profit will go to Bolton, which is actually a huge amount of money. That would knock about, off the top of my head, £20 million off our income. So really it's still only a £63 million offer. And Morris is not unhappy at the club, so I do not need to sell him. He is expecting us to qualify for the Champions League this season, which we're probably not going to do. And he'll be unhappy at the end of the season. So the question is whether I let him go now, or if I wait to the end of the season when I'm probably going to get less money. Now it is 9:45 on deadline day, and I don't think there is any hope of us getting a replacement in time. If we have a look at the squad, we do have Joe Page, who we brought in, Jordan Pope in midfield, who we brought in earlier this season. He's a very good central midfielder alongside Beccaria, but he was meant to strengthen midfield in case of injury. If we let Morris go, there's not really anybody who can drop in there. It'd be Hartwig and Frias, maybe Pospisil and Bomb. None of them very good central midfielders. All of them can play there, but they're not very good there. So I think, despite it being the highest fee we've ever received, I might have to reject it, which hurts because I would like that money quite a lot, but losing 20% of the money to Bolton is not quite what I'm after, because it takes the amount down to 60 million. So I'm going to reject it. There we go. Sorry, Man United, you are not getting Max Morris this season. But it's okay, they beat Liverpool 4-2. Well, after that transfer deadline day drama. We do still have Max Morris in the team, and as you can see, he's actually the happiest of all of the players in the squad. So despite rejecting an £83 million dream move to Manchester United, he's happy to keep playing for Brighton because he thinks we're going to end up in the Champions League. Spoiler alert, we're not. But we'll deal with that at the end of the season when he becomes unhappy and wants to leave. For this game against Newcastle, we're trying to recover our form. We barely beat Bradford in our last game, so I'm not filled with hope. But we do need to get a good result soon. I'd take a draw on current form. And to do that, we're putting out a stronger team as we can. We've got Frias, Hartwig and Bueno up front with Beccaria and Morris in midfield. Then it's Marin, Soler, Andres, Lambeze and Carlos Eduardo on the back line with Dabo in goal. Morris with a free kick finds Marin. Now Beccaria trying to go outside, but the ball just cut out by the Newcastle defence. We do win it back with a header. Now Morris into Beccaria. Frias slips it in. Hartwig's in on goal, but it's caught by Rodrigo. Gonzalo with the throw-in. Now it's Major. Sends it back to Jones. Andres with a header. Worth remembering that I did turn down the chance to go back and manage Newcastle last season after you guys wanted me to stay at Brighton. So hopefully we can get a win and prove we did the right thing. Here's Frias to Marin. Players to his right. Frias again bringing it forward. Now Hartwig into Bueno. Back to Beccaria. Frias. Player through there is Hartwig. And that's a very good finish at the near post. We're looking back to our best in the opening 5 minutes here. Obviously we need to keep that up for 90 minutes. But right now we lead at St James's Park. Free kick from Hartwig into Soler. Headed out by Gutierrez. Frias back to Soler again. Beccaria to Hartwig. Oh, he's just hit the shot too early. He had plenty of time to take a touch there and find a place. Instead he tried to take it first time and it's hit the woodwork. We continue to push Newcastle here though with Beccaria losing possession though. Eduardo winning it back there with an excellent interception. Beccaria to Hartwig. Now Frias. Marin. Very advanced position and very central, but he's lost the ball there to Radara Bioyo. Now it's Alcir onto Gonzalo, running in behind Eduardo with another really important interception or tackle in the middle there. Now Morris to Beccaria. Over the top, Frias has brought that down well. He gets a good effort on, but Rodrigo with a very, very good reactive save, forcing the corner, which is being taken now by Hartwig. He puts it in towards Soler, headed out to Frias. Hartwig can try again, back to Frias, who shoots. And it must have gone wide. I thought that was going in there, but the game cut it off, so it must have gone wide. Alcir. Ball comes to Atoma. Now Alvarez is in on goal, and he's just been allowed to put that in. The keeper didn't even dive to save it. And straight after half-time, Newcastle, who've not been in this game whatsoever, have got an equaliser. Corner from Bueno. Headed away. Hartwig has it. Now back to Bueno. Need to show our character here. Morris has it in the area. Beccaria, and the effort goes in. I think there was a big deflection. Beccaria's got the goal though. And we do have our lead back. 2-1 up away from home. Gutierrez with the corner. Looking for Jones. Headed away. Jones, again back to Gutierrez. Now Alcir puts the ball across. Alvarez stopped twice at point blank range about 3 yards out. What a double stop from Dabo that was. Carlos Eduardo bringing the ball forward on the hour mark. Now Beccaria into Hartwig. Another goal would make me feel very comfortable. Frias tackled by Adara Bioyo, and he's managed to find Alcir with a clearance. Morris though with a very good tackle. Needs to be careful on a yellow card. Hartwig trying to come forward. Finds Bueno. Now Beccaria. Through to Frias. Onto Hartwig. He's got a man running through. It's Bueno, and he does make it 3-1. There is our lead secure, and we are looking like we're going to get 3 crucial points in a really, really important display against Newcastle. It's 4 points, off the top spot, which is not too bad given we've already lost 2 games this season. We're spotting that Spurs won 8-1 against West Brom today. Well, after that somewhat unexpected win over Newcastle, we now have a game at home against Stoke. It's been a couple of weeks. We've had the international break, which is why the team is again at full fitness. You can see that morale has now picked up. We have made a couple of changes to the team. We've got Coupadon coming in for Hartwig up front. He's joining Frias and Bueno. We're also resting Max Morris, who is on England duty. So Pope has come in alongside Beccaria. It's the same back five and goalkeeper as before, as we try and keep that momentum going. Obviously, we can bring Hartwig and Morris on as the game progresses if it's not going the way we want. But given we did so well away from home against Newcastle, at home we should be able to get a result against Stoke. Corner from Bueno early in the game, missed by everybody, and Beccaria with an open goal has somehow half-volleyed that over the crossbar. That was an open goal. What has he done there? Hopefully it won't haunt us. Marin with a header here, but he doesn't find the striker. Escobar now coming forward. It's Dupuy, and then Soler back to Darbo, puts it over the top. Coupadon with a good takedown there, very measured. Carlos Eduardo. Players running forward. Bueno's one of them onto Coupadon. We've got men over. Frias with the effort. It was quickly taken, but he couldn't quite find the gap. And he maybe should have taken another touch and gone across the goalkeeper. But here's the ball through, and Coupadon has got to that. Now Beccaria around the corner to Marin. In on goal. Pulls it back. Coupadon open goal. And we do now have the lead. We could have been 3-0 up already against Stoke. We definitely look like we are getting back to our best. Sobby. Forward to Berticini. Good tackle by Pope there. Beccaria picks up the loose ball. Lambeze down the line for Eduardo. Now Beccaria onto Coupadon. We're trying to play those one-touch passes. There it is for Marin. In behind for Frias. Good first touch, but he's then put that effort well wide. Bueno over the top looking for Frias. Header comes down. Marin has it. Now Beccaria onto Bueno again. Through to Coupadon. I'm not sure what's happening here. The game seems to have froze. Coupadon is standing straight, looking at the goal. Is he going to finish it? He does finish it. Somehow I accidentally paused the game there, but Coupadon did finish that chance, and we are 2-0 up against Stoke. Escobar with the corner, puts it into the near post. Beccaria with an easy header away, but nobody there for us. Coupadon though has stolen that ball, and he's got Frias making a beautiful run in behind. He's got a lot of time and space, and he can't beat their keeper with it. Corner put into the middle. Lambeze heads it back out. Bueno still has it. It's cleared once more. Frias doing defensive duties and chasing that ball up. He's been good today, Frias. He needs to take his chances a bit better though. Here's Eduardo coming back to Frias. Now Beccaria to Marin into Coupadon. He slips it through. Frias onto Bueno, and it's just gone wide. Marin throws the ball into Soler. He puts it forward to Beccaria. Well slipped into Frias again in behind. He pulls it across, and Coupadon is there for an easy finish. And we are tearing Stoke apart today. Marin with the throw into Soler now in the second half. Pushes the ball over to Andres. Bueno to Coupadon. Now Eduardo looking for Frias. Can he create another chance? He's in on goal, and he's gone for it again. It is not his day to get on the score sheet, but his contribution has been brilliant in this match. Corner now taken by Bueno, puts it into the middle. Lambeze was flying in there, but Costa able to collect the ball. Just 6 minutes left to play in this game. Not been threatened at all by Stoke, and there could be another one here for us. Coupadon to Pope. Now Beccaria back to Frias. Pope again to Bueno. Reverse ball to Frias. He's in on goal, and he does get his goal. That is a thoroughly deserved goal for Samuel Frias there. His third of the season, makes it 4-0. Absolute destruction of Stoke today, and this is a sign of how well we can perform on our day and what allowed us to win the FA Cup last season. The question is if we can do it consistently. So far this season we haven't managed to do that, but now back-to-back wins against Newcastle and Stoke give me some confidence that if we can put together a winning run like we did in the Championship, we really could challenge the teams at the top of the table. Well, after two very impressive wins in a row, we are now making what I think might be Brighton's European debut. Maybe a Brighton fan out there can let me know if they have been in Europe before. But we're going to be taking on Ferencvárosi. Ferencvárosi? I have no idea. They're some kind of Hungarian team. They come to Brighton. We're surely going to win this game, probably quite comfortably, I'd imagine. After this game, we'll be taking Bournemouth away. I'm not going to rest players, though. I don't want to risk underestimating this team. I want to make sure we get 3 points in the group stage because I want to win this group and give us the most favourable draw possible in the knockout stage. So it's our full strength 11 going out there. Morris coming back into midfield. Hartwig's back up front as well. Otherwise, the same team that has played the last two games and got us two very, very good wins. Eduardo with the throw finds 3S. 15 minutes gone. We're already dominating this game. And here's Hartwig in on goal. A very efficient move and a very good finish as well. Means that we do have the lead very early on. Eduardo heads the ball onto Beccaria. He's trying to come forward. Now Hartwig pushes it back out to Eduardo. A bit of space here for Marin. Playing very centrally at the moment. Eduardo into Frias, who slips it in. But the keeper makes a good stop and pushes it wide. Andres bringing the ball forward out of defence, finds Eduardo with a lot of room. He pushes up down the right, finds Bueno, now Frias onto Hartwig, ball over the top. Eduardo carried on his run, he's in on goal, and it's been pushed into the net by the keeper. A terrible goalkeeping mistake there. It was such an easy and comfortable shot to be pushing wide, but instead we have doubled our lead. Fernandez goes for goal, saved by Kiss. Fernandez again puts it across, now Marin has it on the other side, puts it in towards Frias, headed away. Very close to a third goal there. I've not been too impressed by our attempts on goal today, but here's Marin trying to come in from the left, puts it across, and Hartwig does get the third goal. I think a 3-0 is probably the minimum I would have expected from this match. It keeps up our winning run though, and we were never even slightly threatened by this team, and we will be getting our European campaign off with a win. Hartwig back to Beccaria. The Hungarians are getting a bit tired now. Pope out wide to Fernandez. Players at the back stick, and Hartwig arrives to make it 4-0. Bueno puts the corner in at the near post, headed away, and there is the full-time whistle. Never really in doubt this game. We broke them early, and it was just a case of waiting for the additional goals to come. It means we do start the group off with a win. Vitesse also getting a win, so we'll need to watch them in the next game. But really this group is not going to give us too much trouble. The final match of this episode is away from home against Brighton. We are 1 win from a perfect episode, which is exactly what we needed. We are on a run of 4 straight victories now, but away from home against Bournemouth is going to be quite tough, and obviously our next game after this one will also be at home against Spurs, which will be quite tough as well. Games against Watford and Passos de Ferreira shouldn't be too difficult, but then we play Spurs again next episode, so we really need to get a win in this match, keep up that winning streak ahead of the game with Spurs, because I would like a couple of good cup runs if we can get them, but points on the board in the league is the most important thing. So we're putting out the full strength team that played the last game as well. They aren't that tired after that match. It wasn't the most exhausting game in the world, so no changes in the first 11, which is probably my strongest first 11 as well, and I'm hoping they can do the job on the pitch and get 3 more points in the league table. Eduardo throws it into Lambeze. He sends it back to Darbo. Ball sent forward to Soler. Beccaria to Frias. Now Hartwig. Bit of space here for Marin in between the lines. Doubled up on quickly. Now Bueno spreads it out to the right. Eduardo pitches it in, but it's headed out by Simpson. Eduardo's picked it up again. Bueno, bit of room for Beccaria. Finds Hartwig, slipped into Frias. Big tackle. Marin picks it up, goes for goal, and strikes the woodwork there. A little inch to the left, and we would have taken the lead. Instead, we've got a corner. Going to be taken by Hartwig. Puts it in, but claimed by the keeper. Casado puts the ball in from a corner, headed down, and Flanagan's there. Comes out to Burgess. This is the first time Bournemouth have threatened. It's Holland, and it's well saved by Darbo. Less than 20 minutes to go, and still we're trying to push for the lead here. Schultz has just pushed Pospisil to the ground. He's already on a yellow card. The referee's come over. Surely they're going to go down to 10 men now, and we can start to really push at Bournemouth and get the victory in this South Coast derby. Pospisil puts the free kick in. It comes down to Frias on the edge of the area. Can he get the ball back in? He goes back to Eduardo. Not long left. Soler offside there. If he'd flicked that header over the keeper and been onside, we would have had the lead. But with 15 minutes to go, we are still pushing. We've been by far the better team, but in the second half, we haven't really managed to capitalise on it at all. Weren't many chances in the first half, to be honest. Bournemouth have actually had more shots in the second half than we have, but they've been largely off target. And it's just about whether we can break them down now that they really are struggling with the extra man missing on the field. We've got 10 minutes to try and push through and get this winner if we're going to be able to do it. But there's just not really a lot of chance creation going on. We just had a couple of efforts there. 5 minutes left. This is going to be really frustrating if we don't get the win today. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes of added time. And it's just not going to happen for us, is it? Holland with this late free kick has gone for goal. He's actually hit the crossbar there, but it finishes 0-0. A really frustrating result for the team and for me, and it means that we don't capitalise on our good form. Now 6 points off the top, just 1 point off 4th place, though, which is quite interesting. It's all a bit tight in the middle of the table, still very early in the season, of course. Nottingham Forest doing very, very well. They've beaten quite a few teams by quite a few goals, so a team to watch there. But a little bit disappointing we weren't able to get the perfect episode. Still much better than I thought today's episode would be. The victories over Newcastle and Stoke really helping us recover after a poor first episode, and overall I'd have taken this if you'd offered it at the start of the season. But that is going to be it for this episode. Next time out, as I said before, 2 games against Spurs, 1 against Watford, and our second Europa League game against Pathos de Ferreira. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed that nice little streak of green we managed to put together, and subscribe if you want to see the next episode in a couple of days' time. But until next time, see ya!